Hello dear students, कैसे हैं आप सभी? Welcome to Partap Coaching Center. Today I am going to start a new lecture and that is non-finite verbs. Okay, and this lecture is going to be in English. Okay, and if you want to listen this lecture in Hindi, you have to I will upload a different video in Hindi medium, but this lecture will be in English only. Alright, so let's start. I am talking about non-finite. Non-finite verbs. Now what do you understand by this non-finite verb? What is non-finite? Is it infinite? No, this is not infinite. Infinite is a different thing and non-finite is a different thing. Though they can, some of the students can think that they are same in the meaning, but they are different actually in the meaning. So let's understand first of all what is finite verb, and then we will understand what is non-finite verb. Okay. This I am going to give you a few examples through which you will understand this. Suppose if I say we want to play. Here I have written an example, we want to play. Here you can see this is your subject, this is main verb. Okay, this is also a verb, alright, but this is not main verb, as you know. If I change the subject, say instead of we, I am writing he. If I write he, it becomes wants. He wants to play. If I change the tense of this sentence, say this is in present indefinite tense, and if I change the tense to past indefinite, it will become he wanted to play. Alright, this is subject, this is subject, this is main verb, this is main verb, and this is also verb, but this is not the main verb, as you are all aware of it. Alright, now you can see, if I write he wants to play, plays, he wants to plays. Now tell me, is this sentence correct? He wants to plays? Your answer will be in negative. This is not a correct sentence. Okay, and if I say he wanted to played, he wanted to played. Now tell me if this sentence is correct. Is it? No, this is also a wrong sentence. That means these two sentences are wrong, and the first three sentences written above these two are correct. Alright, but we still have not understood what we have started. Okay, so let's find out in these sentences. This is a verb, this is a verb, this is a verb, this is a subject, this is a subject, and this is also a subject. As you can see in the first two sentences, these sentences are in present indefinite tense, and here subject is we, it is a plural verb, and that's why I have written a plural subject. Here the subject is he and it is a singular subject, and that's why I have written a singular verb, because according to the English grammar, the very first rule of English grammar is, if the subject is singular, the verb should be in singular. The subject is plural, then the verb should be in plural form. Alright, so here we is plural subject, and that's why I have written want. The first form of the verb without s or es is a plural verb. Alright, so we is plural, the same way want is plural, subject plural, then verb is plural. Here subject is singular, verb is singular, because when we add s or es to any verb, the first form of the verb, it becomes singular. So this is a singular verb. But you can see here in this verb play, I am not making any changes. Alright, so even if the subject is plural, It is written in plural form, and even if the subject is singular, it is written in plural form. I am saying it plural because I have not added s or es to it, because when I wrote he wants to plays, then you said it is wrong. Yes, it is wrong. That means here s or es should not be added. The question arises why. The answer will be afterwards, but here let's understand the third sentence. Here I changed the tense. I wrote it in past indefinite tense. It is written he wanted to play. Wanted is the second form of the verb. Alright, and here play is the first form of the verb. And when I wrote he wanted to play, you said this sentence is wrong. That means I can't write play, means that this verb written after to, I can't write it into the second form of the verb. Alright, so that shows this verb remains unchanged. This verb remains unchanged no matter what is the subject, no matter what is the tense. Did you get my point? Okay, again I am making you understand. See, these verbs are finite verbs. These are finite verbs. Alright, this is a finite verb, this is a finite verb, this is a finite verb, and the verbs in red circle, this one, and this one are non-finite verbs. Did you get it? So actually the finite verbs change their form according to the subject and the tense of the sentence. Listen very carefully what I am saying. Finite verbs, okay, I'm giving a note of this. Finite verbs change their form according to the tense and subject of the sentence. Okay, let it be any finite verb, it will always change according to the subject or the tense of that sentence. Alright, and you can say here this is also a verb, this is not changing its form. Why? Because this is a non-finite verb. Let it be any tense or any subject. Whether subject is plural, it will be written this way. Whether the subject is singular, it will be written this way. Whether the tense is any tense, it will be written in this way. So that is a non-finite verb. It is not going to change its form. It will remain the same in all kinds of sentences. So we can say non-finite verbs don't change their forms according to the tense and the subject of the sentence. So non-finite verbs don't change their form according to the tense or the subject of the sentence. If you get this, then I want to tell you some more thing in this. Let's take another example here in this. Okay, I am just erasing these two sentences. I am writing a different one. Alright, so if I say he denied to play, I have written a sentence over here, he denied to play. Can you tell me if this sentence is correct? He denied to play. Some of you must have known its answer, but most of you don't know the answer of this question. what will be the correct answer? Actually, this sentence is wrong. This is not correct. Okay. You must be thinking that why is it wrong? This sentence is written as this one. They are in the same form. Only the verb has changed. Here I have written wanted, here I have written denied. Both are in the same tense, but the verb has changed. So the thing is that, of course, they are in the same tense, everything is same except the verb. But the thing is that the nature of these two verbs are not the same. Now what do I mean when I say the nature of the verb? The nature of the verb means the verbs are used the verbs are used, see, like this verb is want, okay, and this is deny. Both have different meaning. They are in the same form, but the thing is that we can write 2 plus v1 after want, but we can't write 2 plus v1 after deny. That's what I am saying, that the nature is different. Okay, so then what should be the correct answer? The correct answer should be he denied playing. He denied playing. This is your correct answer. Now you can see this is denied. This is main verb. This is main verb. But playing is not written the same way as I have written denied. It is in ing form. You can see he denied playing. So this is main verb, but this is non-finite verb because this playing is not used according to the tense of the sentence. If this would have been used according to the tense of the sentence, then I should have written played over here. But I haven't done so. I have written playing. That means this is non-finite verb. This is not used according to the tense of the sentence. So any non-finite verb, let it be in any form. There are actually 3 types of non-finite verbs which I am going to discuss later. Okay, you should understand that non-finite verb should not be used according to the tense and the subject of the sentence. Then the question arises, then how do we know where I should use 2 plus v1? As you can see in these 3 examples, I have written 2 plus v1 and here I have written ing. Then there must be a question in your mind that then how can we know where to use 2 plus v1 and where to use ing form? Yes, that I will tell you. Where to use 2 plus v1 and where to use ing form. But here you must have understood now this, that after want we can write 2 plus v1 and after deny we can't write 2 plus v1. After deny we write playing. Now these are 2 different types of non-finite verbs. As you can see, this is 2 plus v1. So 2 plus v1, we know it by a different name, and it is v1 plus ing. We know it by a different name. So what are their names? Let's discuss. And one thing, non-finite verbs are used according to the word they are used after. Listen very carefully. Non-finite verbs, see here I am writing 3rd point. Non-finite verbs are used according to the word they are used after. Non-finite verbs are used according to the word they are used after. That means whether they are going to be in 2 plus v1 form or they are going to be in ing form, it is decided by the word we are writing after. Alright? See, I am writing the previous 2 examples here again. I had written he he wanted to play and he denied playing. He denied playing. This 2 plus V1, this is V1 plus ing. This is 2 plus V1 structure and this is V1 plus ing. From these two examples, you understood that there are two types. Okay, but there is one more type of non-finite verb. Okay, so basically non-finite verbs have three types. Which are these three types? The first is called gerund. The V1 plus ing form is called gerund. The second type is called infinitive. This 2 plus V1 form is called infinitive, or there is one more form, just V1 without 2. And there is the third type that I haven't discussed yet is participles. Again, the participles have three types. Okay, the present participle, past participle, and the third one is perfect participle. All right, so these are the three types of non-finite verbs. That means the gerund, the infinitive, and the participles don't change their form according to the tense and the subject of the sentence. They change their form according to the word they are written after. They change their form according to the word they are written after. Here I had written 2 plus V1 because it is written after the verb wanted. But if I wrote it played over here after deny, then it would be wrong. Why it would be wrong? Because as I told you, its nature is different from want. It is followed by ing form of the verb, and this is called gerund. Okay, so they are written in the form depends on the nature of the word they are written after. Okay, so today we are going to learn about infinitive. I am going to start this topic. This is a very long topic, so some of its rules and concepts I am going to discuss it right now, and the remaining will be in the later part of the video. Okay, so infinitive. Now tell me, what is infinitive? What is infinitive? Okay, if you don't know, or if you know only that much that I wrote just a few seconds ago, then actually your knowledge is limited. Let me tell you, infinitive has two types. The first one is called full infinitive, or it is called to infinitive. Okay, and the second one is called bare infinitive, or sometimes we call it infinitive without to. Infinitive without to. These are the two types of infinitives: full infinitive and bare infinitive. What is full infinitive and what is bare infinitive? First of all, we'll study full infinitive, and then later in the later part of the video we will learn bare infinitive. All right, so full infinitive is actually 2 plus V1. It is 2 plus V1, and bare infinitive is just V1. Whether it is full infinitive or bare infinitive, they are actually the method of using the first form of the verb. They are actually the method of using the first form of the verb. Where are we using the first form of the verb? Okay. Sometimes we write 2 plus V1 and then we call it full infinitive or 2 infinitive. And sometimes we write just V1 and we call it bare infinitive or infinitive without 2. 2 here is not a preposition. It is not a preposition. Listen very carefully. Whenever we write 2 plus V1, 2 is not a preposition. As you can see in these examples, 2 is not a preposition. Alright? Or 2 is not a preposition. 2 is not a preposition. 2 is not a preposition. Got my point, everybody? It is not a preposition. 2 is not a, isn't a preposition. It is not a preposition. Then what is it? Then what is it? If it is not a preposition, then what is it? Some of you must be thinking that we studied in prepositions chapter. Then why is it not a preposition? Yes, this is not a preposition. When you study it as a preposition, its usage is different. Alright, if it were a preposition, we wouldn't have written V1, because after prepositions only noun or pronouns can be written, no verb can be written. If a verb comes after preposition, it is changed into gerund. Okay, this we call particle. 2 is called particle. 2 is called particle. 2 is called particle. It is not a preposition. It is the only particle in English grammar. 2 is the only particle in English grammar. Got my point? Okay. So 2 is not a preposition. 2 is a particle. Alright, and after this particle we use V1, first form of the verb, and we call it full infinitive. Okay. So full infinitive this full infinitive or 2 plus V1 has 4 tenses. Has 4 tenses. Yes, you heard it correctly. Now you must be thinking, we have already studied tenses. Now what is here we are going to discuss? Yes, let me explain. It has 4 tenses. It has 4 tenses. What do I mean when I say tense? I have already explained everything in the tense chapter. The very basic thing, the meaning of a tense. What is a tense? Tense is study of verb forms. Study of verb forms with respect to state of time. This definition I had told you in the tense topic in the very starting. Tense is study of the verb forms with respect to state of time. So that means this 2 plus V1 has, when I say 4 tenses, it has 4 tenses. That means it can be written in 4 verb forms. And all those 4 verb forms written after 2. All those 4 verb forms will be written after 2. Okay. I think you didn't get it. Let me write over here. See. Its first form is simple. Its simple form is, as you can see it, 2 plus V1. 2 plus V1. The second tense is continuous. Continuous. Yes, continuous. It will be written this way: 2 plus V plus V1 plus ing. Or I should write VING. 2 plus V1, 2 plus V plus ing. When we say the continuous form, when we say the continuous form of the verb, when it is written after the form of the V, Here I have written form of be and then ing. That means this will be called, what will we call it? We will call it continuous form. So this becomes continuous form of the full infinitive. The third type is perfect. It has perfect tense as well. Yes. And the perfect tense will be written this way: to plus have plus V3. When we call perfect tense, when we write third form of the verb after the forms of have. So I have written have over here and then V3. So this we call the perfect tense of the infinitive. The perfect tense of the full infinitive. And the fourth form is perfect continuous. Perfect continuous. The fourth form is perfect continuous. Now what is this perfect continuous? Yes, it will be written, it's this way, where 2 plus have plus been plus ing, because have plus been plus ing make perfect continuous and they will be written after 2, then this will become the perfect continuous tense of the full infinitive. And we can change voice as well of the infinitive. Yes, we can change the voice of the infinitive as well. Okay. So when we make passive voice of these full infinitive, we can change only voice of only these two. Voice of only these two tense, sorry, not this one, this one. We can change the voice of the full infinitive only of these two tenses of the full infinitive. Okay, so when we change the voice of this simple tense of the infinitive, it will become 2 plus b plus V3. And when we change the voice of the perfect tense of the full infinitive, see, I am writing first number, that means first to first and third to third. Getting my point? Okay. So when we change the voice of the perfect tense of the full infinitive, it will be written this way: 2 plus have plus been plus V3. Alright, so these are the tenses and voice of the full infinitive. Getting my point? Now the next question is, how does these infinitives function in the sentence? How does these infinitives function in the sentence? See, infinitive functions in many ways in a sentence. They can function as a noun, they can function as an adjective, or they can function as an adverb. See, infinitives can function as a noun, an adjective, or an adverb in a sentence. They can function as a noun or as an adverb or as an adjective in a sentence. Alright, that means they can be not always in the same parts of speech. They can be in different parts of speech in the sentence, as you can see from here this definition. Sometimes they become nouns, sometimes they become adjective, and sometimes they become adverb. Now in how they function as a noun or as an adjective or as an adverb, that we are going to learn in the next class. For today it's enough. you watch this video again and again, and if you have any doubts you can raise questions, and I will answer your questions in a detailed manner. Thank you very much. Tata. Bye bye.